Rise Rayleigh, what's up? Welcome to I Read Energy. In this video, I'm going to be doing your spiritual messages for the week ahead. Basically, so you can find healing, confidence, motivation, whatever it is that you need to be able to push through any obstacles you may be facing. So this video is going to focus on air signs. If you're a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, this is for you. I'm going to do the read as a collective read. And then at the bottom, in the description box, you'll actually see there are timestamps with oracle messages to close out the reading. So you can choose that based off of the scripture that is listed next to the timestamp, or you could choose the timestamp that you're drawn to, or you can listen to all three of them. It's up to you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, for air signs, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. On the deck split, oh, thanks for reminding me. You have Royal Rising from the Ashes, and this makes sense, yeah. With the core star, these are like your higher chakras. There's some sort of spiritual awakening that you're going into, and I mean, honestly, it feels as though you're going through another life transformation. Maybe you've just had a milestone birthday. This could just be some sort of new awakening that you're coming into through some sort of life event that you've experienced. It definitely does feel like some sort of ending. I don't know how to explain it, but the messages that were coming through when I was shuffling, you have overflow, like there's something that's overflowing or overflow, like it's overflowing. You also have judgment with choices and consequences, and you have wisdom and truth. Excuse me. That's how the messages were coming through. And I feel like whatever it is, I would say it's something that's emotionally going to move you. This could be inspiration, this could be motivation, like you finally getting a surge of energy and willpower to push ahead, to make some sort of transformation. As I'm saying that, here we have raised standards. This could also be some sort of agitation where you're frustrated, sick and tired of being sick and tired. Take it as it resonates, but it does feel like something is a catalyst to you emotionally progressing forward. I will say physically possibly in some instances, but it does feel like emotionally moving forward more so than anything. And then on the deck split again, we have now Akashic form. So you may be releasing some emotions this week through some type of wisdom, clarity that you're gaining, or you may be the one providing that this week. Take it as it resonates. Let's see what comes out for the message. Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, for air signs, Gemini and Aquarius. All right, first message out for the mental, we have less is more. Okay. Emotional, we have can't nobody tell me nothing. Okay. Physically, we have mental stimulation. All right. And then spiritually, we have this is private coming out here. Bottom of the deck now is I know where I come from. Very interesting. But it definitely gives like we're not repeating the same cycles. We're not the same that we used to be. And I say that we're not because it feels like you're saying this to someone, or like you're recognizing this in someone, or in just in general, like times are not how they used to be. With less is more for your mental energy, I feel like this is the message that it's telling you to focus on. You need to focus on what's, I feel, in front of you, the present moment. I feel like there's a lot that you may want to do. Maybe this is even just focusing on self and not other obligations, but focusing on less and not what's really out of your control, I feel like is what's going to assist you this week. Also not feeling as though because you have less to focus on, there's a less value there, or less worth, or take that as it resonates. There's something about not misplacing value based off of how something looks. So again, going into judgment, like not judging a book by its cover. You could be the book that you're judging by its cover. Giving a strong energy of projection as well. So make sure you're not comparing yourself or listening to comparisons this week ahead. But with less is more, it feels like whatever you have right now to work with is more than enough. Like it's enough to create overflow. It gives a vibe of like you feeling like you don't have a lot of options, or whatever the case may be. And maybe you feel like you only have like one talent, one skill. And maybe say that skill is hard to market, or it's something that you feel could be oversaturated. It's something about like you and what you bring to the table, like your energy even to that one thing, and you only needing to connect to a few people. It's like striving to make sales or whatever, and you have to sell to 100 people versus you meeting that one person and they actually like invest in you in an overflowing way. That's what it's kind of giving. It's like you, like, okay, how to explain it? It's giving like undercover boss. I don't know what this is, but it kind of feels like, say for instance, like using me for example for like what I do, right? I'm small in comparison to some other big name people that read online, right? Like let's say some wealthy person, big name person decides to click on one of my videos that doesn't have a whole lot of views, that I don't have like thousands and, you know, buku amounts of subscribers, whatever. But like, let's say this person watches my video, they connect with me, and then they end up booking a reading with me. So then they get the reading from me, they're really satisfied with it, so then they end up tipping me really well, or they shout me out, or they offer me an opportunity to build something or work or something. Like, it's like something like that, but it's something that comes from like what you are, like you having enough, like as you are. That's what I feel like you're going to come into this week, this understanding of. Now, it may not be on that grand of a scale. It could just be some sort of, like I said, recognition of this from some other way, shape, or form. It does kind of feel like it's opportunity based. I'm not gonna lie. With emotions here, whatever this is, you need to get to a point where you can stand on it. You standing firm on that foundation that you're building. If you haven't already built it, it feels like whatever you believe in, though, whatever it is that's going to give you peace of mind, that makes you feel secure about yourself, where you are, what you're thinking. And again, like I said, in comparison, there is no comparison, because I'm telling you, whatever this is, it feels like it's purposeful. Whether it's tied into your life purpose or not, it feels like it's something that's destined, related when it comes to your journey. And then confirming that is the physicality of it with mental stimulation. Like, there's definitely something you're supposed to be learning throughout all of this. And I feel like mentally, let what stimulates you or motivates you to do be what you're guided to intuitively. I feel like what is going to progress things forward differently, especially with this. Like, while I'm saying that from the heart, with I know where I come from, and the heart space underneath that, and on body goals. This is something, again, going into like purposeful, destiny related. It's something that's a part of your blueprint. With this is private, I feel like it's definitely something that you shouldn't be seeking too much counsel on outside of God, like Holy Spirit, prayer, meditating, going within. And if it's not just an actual creation, and it's more so related to like your evolution and a life that you want to reflect that evolution, it needs to come from the heart. You need to really incorporate what you learn, what you don't want, and then strive to live in a way that will allow you to attract and acquire what it is that you feel has been missing this whole time. But can't nobody tell you that. I feel like that's kind of something that may be conflicting, because with I am body goals, so what does that mean? Frequency and speak to me, fighting stagnation. It means that literally live your truth. And in that truth, you're going to discover things that contradict what that reality is that you want to live. And you're going to have to make the necessary adjustments. Strong emphasis on boundaries. And then in that, you can't let people tell you nothing about the changes that you're making. And sometimes you might just have to distance yourself and not say nothing about it. If people have a way of getting inside of your head when it comes to doing that. What is the heavenly help in this, and what is the part of air signs to making this happen? Like, knowing where you come from is great, and I'll have gratitude for that, but in that as well, don't let it be a light dimmer. Let it be, if anything, motivation to see how far you've come. I also feel like to see how present God is in your life, like how capable things are that once seemed impossible. Like, something about that too, like you're living certain prayers that were once like out of reach, or you thought was out of reach. That's something that's coming through too. Something's changing for you this week, and I feel like in that adjustment, you're just gonna need to really stand on business. with yourself, but then also in your environment. I feel like you're going to be coming into a lot of wisdom and knowledge where you're going to need to make some judgment calls, especially knowing where you've come from, so you don't repeat certain cycles all over again. You're going to have to start valuing how you feel over comfort in some instances. Show me the heavenly help. Yeah, 7 of Cups. There is no more confusion. There are no more illusions. Like, the options are being made clear. They're being revealed to you, even if it's just in a dream state, or in a way where you're visualizing. But there is no more uncertainty, especially when it comes to loyalty and commitment, relationships. There's something about understanding your worth and your value, and not being caught up on, I feel like, superficiality when it comes to these connections, especially when it comes to illusions and things like that, because this is giving a vibe of like South Node energy, cause and effect, like creating problems. 8 of Cups is the next card here, which is like literally walking away from what's no longer serving you. Bottom of the deck would be you taking the action that's necessary to bring justice in. Surfacing is the halfway point with the 8 of Swords. So in that regard, meeting halfway would be not getting stuck in your head and not overthinking it. Just moving forward. Making a decision here. This is giving the Devil card. Literally, King of Cups with the Hermit card. It's also not engaging and responding where it applies. Literally, 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups to the Knight of Cups. So you can go to the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. Less is more. It's really giving a vibe of like the 7 of Cups has options. It's a card that represents like having multiple options, things like that, whatever. But the thing with the 7 of Cups is all those options aren't always good for you. Some of them suck. Some of them are depleting, like things of that nature. And what I'm getting with this is like it's recognizing the valuable options that you have, the value that you brought to these options, and choosing accordingly. And not feeling a way about it, though. That's the other thing, too. Not being overly emotional with the King of Cups being there. So what is the advice, then, for the mind, body, and spirit? That's going to be what you need to focus on mentally, how you need to express yourself. With the body, it's what you need to do and how you should focus on feeling. And then with the spirit, this is kind of like the intervention on your behalf, should you allow it. Because again, we all have free will. So for the mental, for the mind, for air signs, we have friends. So it says you are not alone. Okay. For the body, we have summer. We have time to harvest. Coming through here. Which I don't think you can see that yet. Summer is a ways off. Interesting. Clarify something. It's falling on there. We have enjoy. Enjoy the view. Excuse me. Enjoy the view. And that fell over here with friends. Show me spirit. Karma. And you got fly high and touch the sky. But this flew in the reverse. Did y'all see that? It flew in the reverse. And it fell right here on top of friends. Baby. I don't think that certain friends are going to be with you. Especially with this enjoy the view. And you got karma with enjoy the view. It gives like at a distance. Like you're being put at a distance. Less is more. Maybe less friends is more. At this time, especially with the Justice card coming out here and the 3, yeah, you really may be leaving friends behind here. You got the 3 of Swords coming out with the 7 of Wands. Somebody could have been secretly competing with you with the Hermit here, and this could have been brought to light with the Tower. King of Cups right here. Someone possibly could tell you this. The courts could be involved in whatever the situation may be in some instances. But whatever the case may be, you're not going to be a part of that. And I feel like you need to recognize that certain friends, you know what this gives a vibe of? Sometimes, like, you ever heard of, like, it gives me a vibe of, like, when the hero comes and, like, is avenging, but, like, turns the head of the person that they're saving, or, like, makes them go into another room while they punish the person that they have to beat up or whatever. It kind of feels like that, but with people that you know that are close to you. It's almost like God won't fully disclose the depths of how these people weren't right for you, what they did, but he's going to move you and you'll see their karma. But you won't fully know, I guess, as to the depths of why they're deserving of this karma, but you're gonna be pushed ahead, like successful. I don't know why it's coming through like that. It just feels like something as you go on, and even though I'm reading for this week ahead, it feels like something you need to be very cautious. Listen, as I'm saying that, the quieter become you, the more you hear. And that's what I'm saying, like with this illusions, and then it's like there may be people you're uncertain about. There may be an agreement or something, a situation you may be uncertain about. Trust in your discernment during this time. I also feel like don't share everything right now. Yeah, the sky is the limit. Open your mind and explore beyond. Don't share everything right now. And then you got projection. Dream big and go for it. I feel like people are banking on you doing the same thing, playing it small, staying complacent. Making sense why you got royal rising from the ashes. Like, it's time for you to grow, to expand. I feel like it's time for you to get out of a comfort zone, a mundane way of living. And if anybody is trying to prevent that, it's just a red flag. Because why aren't they supportive? That's what it kind of feels like. It just feels like you're finally ready to focus on you and evolve, and anything that gets in the way of that, it's a clear indication of where you need to move away from. So what is the oracle message to close out the collective read? And then we'll get into the individual card pulls. I feel like with Enjoy the View, by the summertime, you're gonna, whatever it is that you're working on, it's going to be big. New perspective. I feel like there's some sort of like insight that you're gonna get that's gonna assist you with whatever it is that you're blooming here. Maybe something's gonna smack you in the face like that. I don't know. Sometimes that's what we need. That's a water and fire energy there. Then you have allow the unknown at the bottom, and surfacing is the present moment. So I'm telling you, whatever this is, and it was just 1818 on the camera, whatever this is, it's something that I feel like is happening in real time. And I feel like whatever it is that you're doing now, or whatever is playing out right now, is going to be imperative for the summer. Like, it's something that I feel like is going to really bring in a new cycle, a new season. Because when spring comes, you don't want to harvest the same thing. It's like you don't want to yield the same fruit. Keep working on whatever you're working on for yourself. But like I said, anything that makes you feel off or that takes you away from your priorities, like you really got to let that go. With new perspective, see yourself in a new perspective too. The ability to see things from different angles gives you an understanding that your previous conditioning or narrow view may not have offered as the best way forward. There are many possibilities and courses of action, some which may be better aligned with you and your truth, and offer greater spiritual learning and growth. Find different sources of information, meet new people, or try unusual activities that open your mind to unfamiliar thought patterns and beliefs. You can unlock so many interesting paths to your highest potential. I open myself to seeing new and interesting possibilities that align with my spirit. And I feel like that's honestly what this is doing. And the more you do that and walk into that, you're going to find things that are going to show or amplify just how many contradictions you were allowing and you were connected to, kind of blindly, willingly, just out of like complacency. Because the Eight of Swords is like being stuck in your head. It's overthinking and second guessing. To the Nine of Swords, there's the avoidance of it, being fearful. But then once you get to the Ten of Swords, it sometimes has a betrayal feeling to it, but sometimes it could just be you finally hitting rock bottom mentally and being ready to get back up again. You know, but with this Eight of Swords, like, don't overthink what you just may not be readily able to prove here with the Devil card, because what that gives is like inferior reasoning and doubt. It's like codependencies, and it's a Saturn energy. So don't repeat any cycles that you already know like aren't stable, and don't hesitate on going for your dreams just because you feel there may be some sort of distance in the time it may take to get there, or how far you think you are away. I'm telling you, the summer is not that far away. So change how you're perceiving something, especially yourself in the dream. Okay? But that's what I got for you, air signs. If you like to stick around, go ahead and select your pile at the bottom and meet me there. If this is where you drop off, like the video if you found this helpful. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Alright, so if you chose Psalm 103 or pile 1, let's go ahead and get into your message. Psalm 103 says, the life of mortals is like grass. They flourish like a flower of the field. The wind blows over it and it's gone, and its place remembers it no more. Who redeems your life from the pit and, what does it say? Crowns you with love and compassion. Interesting. That definitely does give a vibe of like royal rising from the ashes. But it also does give a vibe too of kind of how life is short, and like how you gotta like live for yourself. Take life more seriously as well in certain regards too, is what I'm getting with that. And not putting too much emphasis on another person's authority or opinion over your life, or what you think could happen, or whatever the case may be. Strong emphasis to that. So let's see where this is going. You guys actually got the most cards too, so I'm very curious to see what comes out in your messages. First card out here, we have Dream Thief, refusal of the call. Wow. And this is 13. Strong Scorpio energy in that. But the owl definitely gives a vibe of wisdom. I believe that's an owl. It kind of looks like an owl, but it also kind of looks like a monkey. Okay. We'll see where this is going. You want to know what's interesting though? You have 1313 out here. With 103, that reduces to 13. So that may be some sort of a synchronicity for you as well. Your healing message is the calm. And this says, I breathe, live, and grow the light within me. I do one thing at a time and focus on the present moment. I cast off my doubts. All fear dissipates, and I find peace in my being. Do you now? Strong heart space energy. Your angel number is 3. It says, expression comes naturally to you. You are very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuits. You are able to get others on board with your ideas. I am charismatic. Okay. You also have 66. I am positive. Your guardian angel is teaching you the essence of unconditional love. You are encouraged to have faith that the universe will provide for you while you are manifesting your inner dreams. And your spiritual message is frankincense. And that's used to cleanse energy. It's also used like, well, what I use it for is cleansing my cards. And it smells really good too. But it has different properties, but that's the main thing, is like cleansing space. Manifesting is your beginner's oracle message. So something that is apparent to the senses and synonymous with evident, apparent, or clear. Strong feelings about something that will manifest in reality. Focus on the desired outcome, not what isn't. Pay attention to the signs and syncs. Trust your intuition. Try manifesting techniques to assist with fruition. And you also have reconnect for your healing message here. It says, I need to escape. That's the triggering statement. The true statement is, I am present. You also have cleansing. So, I will never change. The true statement is, in each moment, I am a new me. This is speaking to detoxification. You also have eucalyptus here with, I am sick. The true statement is, I am alive. This is speaking to a reset. Yeah. Starting over. You have, I practice forgiveness coming out too. So forgiveness is freeing. By forgiving yourself and others, you allow yourself to move forward with confidence and peace. Open up to all the love and joy you deserve by letting go of what no longer serves you. And then you got 3 of these. You got stillness, you have remember, and you also have presence. Honestly, I feel like you're going through some major tower moment. This may be involving a job. This may be involving some sort of figure of authority, or that you look to as an authority in your life. But whatever it was, it's something that I feel like you had a foundation on. And in that foundation, there was a vision. There was some sort of expectation of security. I feel like whatever changed in that, it was because it honestly wasn't allowing you to live in authenticity, to be honest with you. I feel like you were very positive and great in assisting when it came to manifesting like a tolerance for such. But this feels like living a truth. Like, it feels like you being honest with yourself. Like, to be honest with you, just taking a moment to stop relinquishing like power. Recognizing where real power comes from. There's also something in this as well where it's like not punishing yourself. It's almost like punishing yourself because you weren't allowing yourself to have something. But even still, like, it gives a vibe of like you coming into a realization that where you are in life, and I'm saying this so sincerely, so like not to be like pointing a finger, but it is kind of like accountability. It's recognizing where you did not accept certain desires that you wanted to do, to have, to go for, where you did not stand up for yourself in certain instances, where you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like a wake-up call where it's like you have all of this wisdom, this knowledge, and the reasons that were for the no's, like the I guess your reasoning, they're null and void now. Like they don't matter. It's almost like looking back and being like, what was the reason why I said no? Why couldn't I say no? And then whatever you were saying yes to being kind of like a waste, or being like, you know what I mean? It's like not, if it's even still relevant. It kind of feels like waking up and being like, okay, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to live in a way that actually fuels me and makes me want to wake up every day, that makes me calm when I wake up every day and not feeling anxious or worried about what I'm going to experience today, or what I'm, you know what I mean? Like this cleansing, this reconnecting, and this reset energy, it just feels like there was habits and routines and possibly relationships that you were connecting to that just really didn't allow for you to live life with a higher sense of meaning or purpose. Like it's very mundane. It's very much about surface level, and not really trying to go beyond that. You could have recently gone into like a spiritual awakening. You could have recently experienced death, or like I said, just a major ending, some type of shift. Definitely gives a vibe of some sort of ending here where you kind of being forced to surrender, in order to find your solace and find your healing. So I think that the message here for you honestly is to really get back to self and get back into your foundational beliefs, spiritually as well, so you can discover the way forward, and no longer be susceptible to codependent, I feel, aid. There's something about letting the past go too, with forgiveness, like not beating yourself up. It feels like, because there's something, every time I think about the past and I'm going into this present, like there's like an anxious energy that wants to come through. I feel like honestly, forgive yourself, release that, and knowing that if it's something like a missed opportunity, it gives missed opportunity, miscommunication, mistake. Pray for forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself that forgiveness. And if it's something that you would like to, I guess, experience again, like pray that you have another opportunity. Pray that that's what you can, or work on manifesting that. I wouldn't necessarily say try to repeat the past with the same person or anything, but just make it know, like, since you know that that's what it is that you're desiring going forward, cultivate that within yourself and create the environment for it to manifest, by how you show up and tend to what's already existing and what is coming in. That would be the best advice I could give with what I feel I see here. So just be calm. Be calm. This says, the dream thief is a soft and compelling seductress. Her only purpose is to keep you hypnotized by comfort and sameness. She wants you to tell your old stories over and over so you don't evolve beyond them. Ask yourself whether you are reverting back to familiarity of your origin story of why you were wounded or when you were rejected. Do you talk about how your family molded you as a child without also acknowledging that you've already become someone else? Teaching from an old wound will never allow you a new adventure. Instead, bring to mind how you've already changed, remembering that you have new stories to rely and build upon. You want to move beyond the barrier of glass you've placed between you and the horizon. You can, and it's not difficult. The answer the call to a new adventure and drop your resistance to sailing the uncharted seas of your potential. The wind will soothe and sing the dream thief to sleep so you can wake up and move forward. You are so much more than you know. Now it's time to express what has lain dormant. Your new adventure has already begun. And I feel like that's honestly what this is. Like, get out and experience something new. I honestly feel like you're going to have a tower moment if you don't, where you're going to be forced into a newness. So, Psalm 103, that is your scripture for assistance during this next week ahead. And just hold on to the message. I hope it was helpful. If it was, let me know. I'm sending you lots of love, peace, clarity, abundance, and overflow. And until our next encounter, you continue to stay in a high vibe. Take care. Okay, so pile 2, or if you chose Song of Songs, it's 8-4. This says, do not arouse or awaken love until it so desires. Angel number 444. And it says, many waters cannot quench love, rivers cannot sweep it away. Song of Songs 8-7. I love this this scripture, and it's so real. It's so very real. It just speaks of how precious it is to experience love. I feel like the capability of being able to love, and then being loved in itself, and how all three of them, they're so sensitive. You know what I mean? Once you awaken love for someone or something, you can't just turn it off. There isn't something that you could put in place of it to satisfy that thirst, or that, you know what I mean, for that specific subject or whatever. And you know, you can't just turn it off when you're when you're over it. You know, you got to take time to heal it. So I feel like that's definitely a deep meaning here. I also feel like too, it's a lesson that you're recognizing within yourself and coming to discover that your love is very precious. Okay, you can't just be giving it out here to everybody. Everybody don't deserve it. Everybody's not going to appreciate it the same. And I feel like too, it's a recognition of how people recognize that in hindsight, in your absence. There's a quote I read recently, and it said, sometimes people don't recognize just how rare you are until they can't experience you in other people, or experience what you're not in other people, something like that. And I feel like that's what you're coming into this understanding of. But I also think that you're going to recognize that through some sort of recognition. Now, I'm not talking about like a past person coming back, which it very well could be, right? So cliche. But I think like it's a recognition of this in the present. It's being acknowledged. Like, I almost feel like God is showing you who you are through your interactions or through your efforts or creations. Take it as it resonates. And just how special, how worthy, how different, unique, you know, you are. There's a scripture that says there will be no more, there is none like you, and there will be no other like you, or created like you. I feel like that's a message that you really need to get like drilled in your head. You're not a dime a dozen. You're not someone that just is like, I don't know, maybe you got overlooked. Maybe you get overlooked. Maybe this feels like an unappreciated type of energy where people don't really recognize what they have until it's gone. I just keep getting that energy like, people, you're a hindsight. I'm not saying you're a hindsight. Please don't misconstrue what I'm saying. No, it represents, it's talking about how there is no God like the one that we have. But I promise you, I read that recently. I don't know. If I remember, I'll try to come back to it. But we'll be down the rabbit hole. It's not me. because that's just me. I'm a very much like show you type of person. But anyways, your oracle message, first card out, and I'm loving it, is the Fortune of Wheel. Wheels of Fortune, or Fortune's Wheel. That's what it says. Luck and right timing. Number 23 is on here. Didn't I say? I promise you. I said I feel like you're about to be given something or shown this. Luck and right timing. And that goes into what I said, where it's like unappreciated, not value, overlooked, or something like that. And it's like, no. Like, I feel like you... that gives Saturn energy. A lot of delays with recognition, a lot of delays with rewards, with I feel like respect even in certain regards, but most importantly, recognition of who you are, your value that you bring, success. You could experience a lot of delays with that. This is changing for you this time around. It's the timing of it all too. It has a lot to do with your beliefs as well. Something about like in the midst of like not getting always what you deserve, right? Maybe even what you've put out there, you still don't conform to like a negative type of exchange. You still uphold certain values, traditions, like it's certain respects, like it's grace. Thank you. You give grace even when it's not warranted. Whatever this has been for you, okay, I really want to say since 2023 in particular, it feels like whatever this blockage has been, this is coming off. Like it's being popped off this year. I feel like you're already going to start to see trinkles of it coming in this week in particular, because we're reading for the 18th through the 24th. But I do feel like this year you're going to experience love like you've never experienced before. Learn from the past, because you're going to be very magnetic. You're going to be attracting a lot. So understand just how impactful and valuable you are. And I think you're also going to be shown that with people coming from your past and letting you know, giving you kind of the flowers that you deserve that are long overdue. Karma is playing out here. So this overflowing love, like wisdom, truth, that definitely applies for you. And I think it's things that you may have known, but you never got validation on externally. And you have joy here. Do you see what I mean? Look at all of this. Whole lot of joy. Whatever is coming through for you, pal, too, it's a lot that is going to make you feel very, like, alive, very much like feeling good, feeling confident, feeling courageous, feeling bold, feeling, of course, joy and happiness here. But with this luck and right timing, like, things are going to be going very, very well for you, especially with whatever it is that you're trying to create. It says, like a child, I discover joy in the simplicity of life. Happiness lies in magical moments, not in the material. Even the smallest joy is a great source of light. I'm trying to tell you. And it's luck and right timing. So I would just trust your intuition, trust your instincts when you feel called to do something, how you feel called to do it, especially with even the smallest joy is a great source of light. Then when we say less is more in the collective reading, your angel number is 1010, okay? And it says, I am patient. So keep your thoughts positive and be patient as everything is working out for your highest good. Trust that your angels are working behind the scenes to help you. You can't tell me, okay? This would essentially be like the Wheel of Fortune with 10. Then you got 1010, that's 111. Something is about, like, I feel like you're on the brink of a breakthrough, literally the brink of a breakthrough. And whenever it does break through, it's overflowing. You have holistic healing coming out here. So it may be good for you to switch it up. If you do a lot of processed foods, or if you do a lot of like supplements, things like that, maybe switch it up to do natural herbs, things like that as well. Also, spiritual baths, that's a card I have in here too, but this is something that's coming through with that as well. Teas, drinking teas, detoxing, thank you. Especially if you drink caffeine, something about anxiety. You have mindfulness coming out here too. This is another card telling you to stay positive with your mindset. So whatever it is you're doing, you're manifesting in real time. That's a clear indication of that too. You don't want to manifest anything negative, so don't think about what you don't want to happen. Only focus on what you want to happen and what you want to see. So the quality or state of being conscious or aware of something. focusing one's awareness on the present moment, accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations, focusing on your highest good. That's honestly what I think you're supposed to be doing right now. And whatever it is that you want to come in, that you have faith that is coming in, just keep expanding in the good thought and in the feelings you're going to have once it's there, and feel those now as if it's already happened. You have declutter. I made so many mistakes. The true statement is I let it all go. You also have spirituality. Yeah, this is out of your control. It says, I am so disconnected, everything is connected. It would be beneficial for you to spend time in quiet contemplation. You need to reflect within to find answers you seek. Everything you have done up until this point is leading you to where you need to be. Let go of the past and be here now. You also have acceptance. I cannot trust anyone. Everyone deserves my love. It's a true statement. I open my heart to heal and release. I open myself to the peace of divine love and grace. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the right people, though, that's coming in. You know what's funny? Love may be delayed, okay? And maybe that's also been something like the money, right? It's like trying to balance those two in your life. And these two being, I feel like, the struggle bus, if you will, in some way, shapes, or forms. But I feel like you're gonna be built up independently, okay? And I'm not saying you're a codependent person, so please don't take it wrong. But what I'm getting is like, you're about to be built up. Like, it feels like God is about to overflow you individually, independently, where you are full of self-love, you're full of self-assurance with what you're doing, where you're going in life, what you enjoy, the type of people you want to be around. And then those relationships that are already existent, you know, you nurturing those. And then if there's still some that aren't supposed to be there, them being weeded out. And it's like in the midst of that, there's success. Like you're getting some type of success to have this independence and to cultivate this for yourself. And I feel like it's coming in a way that is very much spiritually like experienced. I don't know how else to articulate it other than like, it's not, yes, there's some practicality in this, but a lot of this is going to be luck and right timing. It's not luck, it's divine timing. Not by your might, not by your resources, but by his spirit. That's another scripture. And that's what this feels like. With this, be patient. Because I feel like it's even tying it together. Like there's something about partnerships and overflowing success as well in this coming together. So I feel like trust in how things are being cleared out and how things are coming together at the same time, because it may look like it's falling apart in some instances in your life, but it's actually not. It's falling into place, like God acting on your behalf. Just trust how the wheel is turning. And it feels like that's what's happening, like the wheel is turning and things are falling off, and as things are falling off, you're going to see some things coming up that are actually for you, that are better. Yeah, this is telling you to dive in. And this is speaking to like offering your divine gifts to the world here. This says you are a sacred being offering divine gifts to the world. Take a chance, jump into your power, become the best version of yourself. Otherwise, the world will never get to experience how amazing you are. You were meant to follow your dreams and share your gifts with the world. This card comes as a call to action. It's telling you to take a chance and dive headfirst into your greatness. So let's see. Oh, you can't see that there. Where this is going with the fortune's wheel. So the fortune's wheel is a sign that luck has found the right timing in your life. You have the magic touch and everything turns to gold. There is nothing you could do wrong. You only need to hold what you desire as your intention and it becomes true. Do not waste this power on trifling things. Dream big, for surely this opportune moment will pass. Such is the nature of the fortune's wheel. Use the creative power of the fortune's wheel to benefit others, and the gifts will be returned to you tenfold. Use it only for your own gain, and you will be left impoverished and with a bitter taste of squandered opportunity. Fortune's wheel comes unannounced. Notice the early signs, the coincidental encounters, and the seemingly magical synchronistic events that herald its arrival. That call, that email, that invitation, that chance encounter was no accident. They were all choreographed by fortune. Do not wait any longer. Recall your boldest and noblest longing and invite it into your life. This is an invitation that all is required. So I feel like go for your dreams right now. Go for whatever it is that you want. Again, I feel like there is some sort of hang up here, either on similar instances where you took a leap of faith and it didn't work out, or maybe you were hoping that a partnership or partnerships fell through a certain way and they didn't. Have gratitude for what you learned and then move forward. Try again, because it feels like this is the right time. Now is the right time. And so that's what I'm getting for you. I hope it was helpful. If it was, let me know. Like the video. And until our next encounter, you continue to stay in a high vibe. Take care. Okay, I don't even know if it kept it or not. So pile 3, we were able to get started on your read. We got all the way up into the first card. And it goes without saying, there is an initiation that you're stepping into, as the card is depicting, but it's a bridge that you're crossing. And this initiation is a step into a new version of yourself that's going to honestly herald a new life. It's a new lifestyle. And this may be you literally moving across the country, moving to a different state. This may be you starting a brand new job. This may be you getting married. It feels like it's something like that. Like this bridge is you crossing over into another timeline. And what I'm getting with this is like whatever your biggest hangup has been, it feels like it's been more so like what you could perceive from the starting point of where you're at. And it feels like there's something that is hesitant, that makes you want to hesitate on this. I'm telling you, please don't, because this ending, though it may be intense, it may be scary, you are going to love every minute of the other side. I'm so serious. It's just the beginning that's scaring you. And it really gives me a vibe of like, when you're I wanted to say a roller coaster, but I'm seeing zip lining. When I went zip lining, when I first got up there, it was cool at first until you realize like how high up you are. And then you realize, oh, I'm really just dangling on a line, to each his own. But once I finally got to the other side, I was ready to keep going. I was ready to keep going. And I feel like whatever this is, it's just this first initial push that you have to get over there. Once you get there, you are going to be fine. I'm telling you, you're going to be fine. There's going to be support. And it's going to be stable. But I'm telling you now, you cannot stay where you are. And you don't have to worry about the minor details or how things are going to work out and all that other stuff with your psalm right here. It says, I do not concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me. The back says, but I have calmed and quieted myself. And that's all you need to do, to be honest, to get to this other side. There's a temperance energy to this as well. So I feel like don't try to force all these answers or all these solutions right away. Something about this does feel like you just need to take that first initial step. And in that, I feel like it could be two, but one is believing, and then the other one is actually like doing what you need to do to start that initiation. Maybe it's putting in that application. Maybe it's putting in that 2-week notice. Maybe it's you know what I'm saying, like starting to pack or looking around. This could be starting to have those uncomfortable conversations, putting those boundaries in place, and setting some sort of expectation. Whatever that uncomfortableness is for you, with this hermit energy, it's time for you to own it and to start living it. You have freedom. First card out. Freedom. Literally. And then the next card, it says elevation. I really don't think that for some of you, this is just a way of you living, okay? This is you no longer being in this hermit-like energy when it comes to what you believe in, what you want, how you want to be treated, whatever the case may be. Lifestyle. Others of you, this is literally like environment. There's a toxic environment. There's an environment that you've outgrown. There's an environment that doesn't allow your mental clarity to, or their mentality, I should say, completely to expand. You're ready for something more. You can't see a way out where you are because it's not there. You don't see a future there because it's not there. It's somewhere else. You're destined for more. And I feel like you know this, have been known this, and particularly since September of last year, and you're getting pushed. I'm not going to say you aren't. I'm telling you, you're getting pushed into this freedom. You're not going to have a choice. Because it feels like things are, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like kind of like you're being pushed onto this bridge where you're going to be pushed into, like, you see how this is like this little ring right here? And you see how this is like this? It feels like, it looks like you're going to be crossing and something's going to be a straight path, but there's like this quantum leap or this quantum jump that's going to come in and take place. Making me think you're going to be further ahead and doing better than you thought. With freedom, it says, I realize my wounds create doubt, resentment, and guilt, so I work to free myself of darkness. I cast off negative thoughts, find peace in my heart, and discover the being of light within me. With elevation, I free myself from fear and trust the universe. I direct my thoughts to beauty inside and around me. I use my spiritual gifts and knowledge to create light, and I rise above all doubt. Your angel number is 14, and I said it's a temperance-like energy. And 14 is coming out right here with I am practical. So you are open-minded and always up to try something new, yet you are wise enough to stop and think before you jump into things. This pragmatic approach helps ensure your time, attention, and efforts will be meaningful. So whatever it is, you need to know you're thinking the right things. It's in alignment. Your approach is on point. 44. I am supported. Your angels are encouraging you to continue on your present life path with diligence and determination, and even greater success will come in the future. Your spiritual advice is meditation. I wanted to show you the card. Which is just, to me, prayer. Didn't I say that? We pray about it and we let it go. This may be your form of prayer, how you choose to connect in prayer, but with meditation, that's a form of getting answers, getting downloads. Going within to get the answers you need to forge ahead. Okay. You also have dream. So with dream, it says a series of thoughts, images, and sensations occurring in a person's mind during sleep, a cherished aspiration, ambition, or ideal. Pay attention to your dreams while asleep or daydreaming. Your dreams are your blueprint for reality. Journal dreams for interpretation. Also feel write them down in general so that it may come to pass. Even in that practical approach, it's like planning. You writing it down, you doing what you said you're going to do, you're going to see progress. How much progress or how impactful that progress, that's up to God, but it will be progress nonetheless. That's within your control. Your healing message is awareness. You have awareness. You also have immune, and you have purpose. With awareness, it says, I never get what I want. The true statement is, I am a powerful creator. It says, listen to your inner voice, release your ideas of the outcome you wish to see, and trust that you are aligned with the universe. Immune, I am not safe. The true statement is, I am secure. Feel any areas of energetic weakness with strength. You can walk easily knowing that you are safe and protected. And then with purpose, what is the point of it all? The true statement is, I am special. So you have a unique place in this world with gifts and talents that only you can provide. Use this connection with the divine to share them. And that's what I was getting. It's like, only you can bring forth something in a certain way. Bring a certain energy to something. Like, it's no different than, like, that's what makes people people. Anybody could go out here and talk to anybody, sleep with anybody, and all that other stuff, but their spirit, their soul, who they are as a person is what makes you, like, hung up on them or makes you desire them, and how you connect to them at a soul level, right? Energy doesn't lie. And so I feel like whatever it is that this is pertaining to for you, that you have a vision of living, being, doing, dreaming, of sharing, creating, experiencing, whatever, you have it because it is supposed to happen. It's a part of your life purpose. But there is a step that you need to take towards making this real. And I think one is accepting it and believing it, but then two, living as such and doing what you feel called to do naturally to get there. And not trying to take leaps and bounds, just taking it one step at a time. I am surrounded by positive energy. So maybe that could be it too. Being around a like-mindedness with like optimism when it comes to doing new things. I don't know. That kind of feels like you need to get around that, to be honest with you. I feel like you have this, but there's also some people, excuse me, that may not fully be for you, and then some may not have this, and that could be what's scary. This could even be going we're talking about like where you're going, because it doesn't feel like it's where it's where you're going, where it applies. Like I said, there's something new about this area, this job, or whatever, but it feels like the support you'll have once you're there, or once you're doing what you're doing, is like that's gonna come. Don't worry about that. So position yourself in an environment that makes you feel strong and supported. By maintaining an atmosphere of uplifting energy, you're able to foster happiness, resilience, and positive relationships. You have wisdom and contentment. You want to know what I learned recently? Contentment and complacency are almost like twins. And there's a fine line that separates the two of them. And let me see. Yeah, contentment versus complacency. Contentment is a feeling of satisfaction and peace with your current life situation, while complacency is a state of self-satisfaction that can be accomplished by unawareness of dangers. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the underlying energy I feel with this. And mind you, you got wisdom that came out here. I told you that was one of the channeled messages that I got, was wisdom and truth. And the truth of the matter is, you may very well be satisfied here, or feel some level of satisfaction, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't feel like you do in some instances. But it's like you don't understand the grave. Like I said, I feel like you're being pushed. I feel like you're being pushed into this new realm, this quantum leap, and it's for your benefit. Listen, we're not going to get into all that. Just trust, okay? You need to trust in your discernment, and you need to trust where you feel your heart is calling you to go, where you're trying to do. Because even if you don't see support in your environment or in your relationships currently, you need to know that having God support you, having God appoint angels to support you, to guide you, having God touch people's hearts that you don't even know and they support you is a real thing. I've experienced it. 12 on the timer as I'm saying that. So you need to not be afraid of what you do not see and what you have not experienced, because God is, I'm telling you, He is the creator of unseen, unheard of, and unexpected. Like, and that is the definition of a miracle. Why would you think a miracle would be something you're expecting? That's what makes it so miraculous. Especially how it came out of nowhere, how it was nothing that got turned into something. Like, it was in the last quarter, you were down and out, you had no way out, you had no help, no hand, no, like, you know what I'm saying? And out of nowhere, God made a way out of no way. That's what you call a miracle. Like, but I feel like in order for you to experience such miracle, you kind of got to embrace the initiation into stepping into the unknown. Give Him something to show you that it can be miraculous. I'm telling you, don't stay in complacency. But that's what I got for you, Pile 3. Almost forgot. I got to give you your oracle message. You have come to stand on one side of a river. The opposite bank leads to darkness of the ethereal cave. That's what I'm reading. Where the old dies and then is born again. This is a place where time is forgotten and the seasons cease their dance and stand still as if in temporary repose. You must cross the river now, honoring and respecting this transition, for it's time to say goodbye to your old ways of navigating your world. Don't be afraid. You've come to the edge of the river because you're ready. You're ready to let go of what doesn't serve you and all the ways in which you've kept yourself from truly living. Intimacy requires vulnerability and truth. Can you strip away the mask and barriers of false strength and to discover what you're really made of? Step into the boat waiting for you. Let it carry you into the cave where the shadows are waiting to be illuminated so you can be born again into the world without denial or artifice. I'm assuming that's artificiality. But making the crossing is beautiful, powerful, and making the crossing is a beautiful, powerful act of the highest love. And I feel like that's exactly what we was talking about. Like literally, and letting go of what all that doesn't serve you is even kind of like recognizing how people could be codependent to you and content with you living a certain way to their benefit, but you not really being satisfied in that contentment that's supposed to be experienced. So please, like, really allow yourself to navigate life how you want to. Like, you were put here to live for yourself, not just to live for other people. Okay, that's what I got for you. If it resonated, let me know. Like the video, and until our next encounter, continue to stay in a high vibe and take care.